Hey guys, just bought myself a new set of boots. I thought I'd come test them out. Fairly windy, so I don't know how well you can hear me, but I thought we'd do some rock hounding here on the beach. Take a look at what I'm looking at here. Fair amount of wind and some good waves out there, but altogether a beautiful day. We even got some ducks hanging out. So let's see what we can find. What up, YouTube?
What up, YouTube?
There you go. New boots are working pretty good. I didn't really check the tide schedule at all. I kind of bought the boots and I was like, I want to take these suckers for a test drive. It appears that the tide is now coming in, so let's see what we can get done before everything gets all filled in with water. At least I know I'll be good up to about a foot. But haven't found anything too crazy yet, so I'll keep you all updated on that one. So I'll talk to you in a bit. Some temperamental weather today. Found our first little cool find. I don't know what we got going on there. It looks like some form of dallasite, but it looks like you can see the breccia in there, but there's something else going on over here which is kind of cool. I'm not sure if that is barnacle or what. It doesn't really, it feels like it's in the rock, which is kind of neat. Some kind of weird inclusion. Chuck that sucker in the old bag. This is a new spot to me, so well, not new, I just never really gone rock hunting here before, so I don't really know what to expect to find. I'm certain we'll find all kinds of dallasite. Hard to really say, you know. You never really know until you go out there, so let's see what we can muster up here. Sure is pretty though. Look at all that. It's nice. Anyway, closer up to the rocks here now, and we got another cool piece. Pretty cool little piece of dallasite. Not a bad looking rock for sure. A lot of the rocks around here, they're almost like algae stained or something. It's got some cool layers in it. Pretty neat. But anyways, we'll keep looking here. Just sort of walked around the water there. Now we're up on the beach where it's a little less stained. Found this little cool guy. Something going on there. A lot of green, but it's hard to tell if it's, you know, staining from organic stuff or if it's actually in the rock. It's still pretty neat. Not super blown away with the amount of cool stuff here. I'm pretty close to town, so generally the closer you are to town, you know, people have been around for a long time picking stuff up, so it gets picked over sort of thing. A lot of people make stuff, you know, in their gardens and whatnot, find a cool rock on the beach when you got a beachfront property like this, and you end up with a pretty cool rock garden, I'm sure. Ooh, look at this bad boy. Oh. That's a pretty nice one. We'll get this guy wet. That's a neat rock there too. That one's a keeper. For sure, it's got something growing on it, some kind of algae thing, but that's a keeper right there for sure. Yeah, there's definitely cool stuff. Lots of dallasite, obviously, because, you know, this area is just really well known for its dallasite. It's just sort of the way it is. The mountains are made out of it, it seems. Some areas where there's old logging roads and stuff, and when they build the logging roads, they blast out, you know, banks and cliffs and whatnot. Sometimes those banks are made out of just straight red jasper, or like straight up some of the most beautiful dallasite you'll ever see, and it's just a big wall. So there's definitely a lot of it out there. Not all of it's built, you know, equal. Some of it's prettier than others, but I always like just walking on the beach because you get the scenery and stuff, and you find a lot of, you know, what was river run. The rivers pulled it to the ocean, and the ocean tumbled it, and here it is on the beach. Anyways, let's keep looking. Just as I turn the camera off, that's gorgeous. That's a real nice one. It's probably the best one we've found yet, today at least. So we might be getting into a good section here. So yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled. You never know what you can find. It'd be really cool to find some flower stone. To my knowledge, the flower stone actually comes from that island right there. It's a big island, really big island, Lasqueti. Lasqueti or Texada? I think it's Lasqueti. But apparently that's where a lot of it's coming from, is a big exposure of flower stone. Which is kind of cool to think of over time, you know, the water pulling it all the way over here. Pretty neat. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to it. Here we got a beauty little sandy sort of beach here. Whole bunch of little pebbles on this side. Get the sand on this side. Pretty gorgeous. It'd be nice to have one of these houses. That would be pretty cool. If this was your backyard, can't complain. We're getting into some cooler rocks here. Big thing of dallasite, looks like. That one actually wouldn't be too bad if you polished it up. But the thing is, you gotta watch for ones that are porous. You can see these holes here. It looks like there's a little bit of a fracture there too. So to work this into something, you know, you'd be losing a lot of material. Like, not great for working. You generally want things to be on the solider, more solid side. That's a really cool piece there. What is that, epidote or something? That's pretty cool. That's gorgeous. But yeah, it looks like we're getting into some cooler ones. Let's see what we can find here. That's a cool piece of dallasite. See the dallasite there? Here's the basalt. That's the host rock. Pretty cool. Seen a lot of these speckled sort of rocks. I'm not sure what these are. If anybody knows what this is, you know, drop it in the comments, because I'd really like to know. Because I see a whole bunch of them. And I wonder, like, I feel like if you were to cut it, it would look pretty cool. But there's loads of it here. Now we're getting into the good stuff, all this gravel here. Some dallasite. Some more dallasite. That's pretty cool. That's a really nice one. That's so cool. Look, cool little shack thing. Not really finding too much on this side of the bend. There's a pretty cool piece of dallasite right there. Ooh. Now that is red jasper, it looks like. Pretty porous, but really nice color on it. It's a neat little piece. I really like red jasper, especially when it's like a bright red. They get me excited. And you can find jasper with all types of inclusions in it. Like there's jasper with pyrite. There's all kinds of weird stuff. Here's another piece of it. This one's rolled around considerably more than the other one. Still neat. Looks like we got a little bit of drainage coming out over here. Now that is really cool. I wonder what that is. If anybody can tell what this guy is, that'd be really cool. Another piece of dallasite there. Yeah, it's not bad over here. I really like these little ones here. I'm gonna wash this one off a little bit. So what I like about these ones is like the breccia things have like a paler look to them. And I get a kick out of it. I like it. And when they're small like this, it'd be pretty easy to turn into a pendant, grind down into some form of jewelry. So they're pretty cool. They're pretty neat. So it's going to quickly turn into more rubbly sort of rock here. So we'll see how this unfolds over the next few minutes. That tide really wants to come in. Alrighty, so I'm fairly satisfied. I don't really feel like going around that point, just given the fact that the tide is coming in, and I'm not sure how close to these retaining walls it actually goes, so I don't want to get sort of stuck or anything like that. But, not bad for a quick little beach adventure. We'll pick along on our way back here, see if we can't find some cool stuff. So we'll see you then. So we already got some cool stuff actually. Check this out. It's kind of neat. No idea what that is, but pretty neat. I also flipped this guy over, so that looks really cool like that, right? Got a little pocket in it. But when we look at the other side, we've got all that. Now that is nice. That's a nice one. I turned the camera off to turn around and looked down and saw both of those guys. So that's not bad. And the sun's peeking out for us, which is kind of nice. Ooh. That's kind of cool. Real pale. I think it's, oh, what's this stuff called? I can't remember now. Oh well. Not going to take it with me. That'll be a cool find for somebody's grandkid or something. piece of red jasper there. Looks like there's another one right there. They really come out in the sun. Now that's an interesting piece. Now that almost looks like fossilized wood, but I don't think that it is. Still pretty cool. What do we have here? That's a neat little one. One thing I'd like to do someday is go gem hunting, like actually looking for like terminated crystals. I've always wanted to go hunting for crystals. Then you feel like some kind of treasure hunter. Look at this guy. That's not a bad little piece of dallasite. Should have put it down, and there's another cool one right next to it. Anyways, yeah, crystal hunting would be sick. If anybody who's watching this knows how to find crystals on Vancouver Island, hit me up. I would definitely be interested in such a proposal. Just found two real cool ones, so I'm gonna get them wet for you real quick. That one is a beauty. And then we got this little guy. Gorgeous. Definitely a good day to do some rock collecting, that's for sure. Alrighty, coming up on where the car is now. I think these boots are good and broken in. And we got a nice beach walk out of it too. The sun is out now, and it looks absolutely lovely. Not many these days left in the year. Winter's coming up, and it's coming fast. It's getting cold, it's getting rainy. So that should make things interesting. That's why I purchased the new boots, because the water level's gonna rise, and those little water shoes aren't gonna do it because the water's gonna be really friggin' cold. So it can make river trucks a little difficult. Sort of gonna slowly collect up equipment for winter excursions, and hopefully keep on finding cool fossils and cool rocks. But anyways, I think that's enough for today. Thanks for sharing the afternoon with me, and I look forward to the next one. Like and subscribe or whatever, and have a good rest of your day. Bye now.